All right, here we are in our last video about this. Last video about ArrayList and JavaDraw, and I just want to show you kind of where, I'll start with kind of where we're going to end up. We'll put this thing out here, and then we'll kind of walk through how it's going to happen. So really what I added in here was I wanted to have like a roof or something that's going to block the circles. And I'll do maybe a slightly more advanced version towards the end of the video, but this is kind of what we're going to work towards on here and show you how you can make this work in your code and how we can do it without using global variables, as so many of you love those global variables. All right, so let's take a look at our code here. So the first thing that I added into my code was if we look at the start menu, or at the start, I added in a variable called roof. I called it rectangle called roof. I made it just within start. It's not a global variable. I do want the delete rain method to have access to it. So here's what I'm going to do. Right now, my delete rain method, well, actually it's a little bit underlined, but basically what I want to give delete rain access to my variable. Because delete rain, I'm going to just kind of code within the delete rain method something that also checks to see both if it hits a certain y value and if it hits it's an object. In this case, our roof. But it could really be anything you want. It could be multiple things. So in order to make this work, I mean, the first thing, we're going to have to update the method delete rain to let it know to expect that we should get something in. And I'm going to say that it's going to get in something. I don't care what I'm going to call whatever thing gets sent in, I'm going to call it an obstacle. And so that's our kind of thing that our delete rain is having access to. And really what I could do this in multiple different ways. I could do this all within one if statement and add like an or thing in here. Check to see if the y value of this thing is greater than 550 or something else is happening. But just for demonstration purposes today, I'm going to make this as a separate statement. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, hey, go grab that thing. Still use the count. Still go grab the item from our loop through the whole array list using count. Let's go access the thing that's located at count right now. And here's what we're going to use. We're going to use a method called, and maybe some of you have done this before, we're going to use a method called overlaps. And that looks like it already auto-filled for me. So we're saying if this item overlaps, if this oval we're pulling out overlaps with obstacle, and then I'm actually just going to copy and paste this code. If it overlaps, then let's just kind of delete it from the screen and then delete it from the array list. And so, yeah, one thing that makes my skin crawl a little bit to copy and paste. I really should be putting this instead like this into an or statement. And then it could kind of be like, if either one of these two things happen, we should delete the raindrop. And that's really it for this one. Okay, so I think that's it. So we can now do overlaps. Let's see it working. Just to maybe, I don't know, maybe you don't trust me. Let's see. See, this should be working. And right now is whenever our rain hits that object, it's getting deleted. And also for the y value as well. Let's see. I'm going to show you one other additional option for challenge, just to kind of show you maybe a game that you can make with this. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. Oh, I gave it away. So now I have a little kind of raindrop catcher that I'm trying to get this thing to catch raindrops. Okay, so that's my little, I don't know, you can see if you want to play around with that. I'll give you a hint, if you want a hint. It does require a global variable, change to a global variable for this one. Let me know if you want any more help with that one. But all right, that's gonna wrap it up for us.